We begin on the NFL gridiron where the New England Patriots and the New York Jets renewed rivalries Sunday at MetLife Stadium. Pats QB Tom Brady had another memorable afternoon. Brady tied Peyton Manning with his 200th career win, throwing a go-ahead 8-yard touchdown pass to Malcolm Mitchell with 1:56 left to lead the Patriots to a 22-17 victory. Afterward, we asked Pats head coach Bill Belichick what makes Tom Brady so great. We also asked Tom where the all-time winningest mark sits on his long list of milestones. Check this out.
Where does the 200 milestone rank for you?
You know, it's a team sport. You know, individual awards and things like that. It means I've been a part of a lot of really great teams with great coaches and great teammates, and I've had a lot of great support over the years. So hopefully we can keep winning. Never gets old.
What's Tom Brady so great?
Oh, man, he's a good player. We got a lot of good players. A lot of guys compete hard, and like I said, they all work hard. We get contributions from all three units today: offense, defense, special teams. We got contributions from a lot of players. You know, we turned the ball over, we ran it, we threw it. You know, we defended, we covered kicks, so we returned them. So I mean, I thought a lot of guys stepped up and competed. Tom did a great job, but so did the other 45 guys today.
Yes, Bill, Tom is a good player. Only downside for the Pats in the win is the loss of tight end Rob Gronkowski, who is out for weeks with injury and could be lost for the season for New England. That could be big when it comes to the playoffs. The Jets, who led early against the Pats and really gave them one heck of a game, dropped to 3-8. They return Monday night against Indianapolis on Monday Night Football. That game gets going at 8:30 p.m. at MetLife Stadium. Off the field, sad news for Jets fans. Former running back Joe McKnight, a really nice and funny guy, was shot to death Thursday in an apparent road rage incident outside New Orleans. McKnight was 28 years old. The former USC star had played in the NFL with the Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. He was currently playing in the Canadian Football League. It wasn't pretty, but the New York Football Giants kept Cleveland winless last Sunday. The G-men topped the Browns 27-13 in Cleveland. Even though the Giants have won 6 in a row, they still haven't earned the respect of a typical 8-3 team. And the schedule isn't forgiving for the G-men moving forward. This Sunday, they'll be in Pittsburgh to meet the Steelers in a 4:25 p.m. kickoff. In that matchup, two of the league's top wideouts in the Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. and the Steelers' Antonio Brown, will be on display. Since Beckham was drafted in 2014, the two are tied for the NFL lead in touchdown catches and are in the top 5 in catches and yards. The Giants and the Steelers on the road this weekend, and they'll be back home to face Dallas, now 11-1 following Thursday night's 17-15 win over Minnesota. Beckham and QB Eli Manning have found a groove, but honestly, it's the return of the defense that has greatly helped put the Giants back in prime position. The offense was very good last year, but it was the D that often failed them. This season, defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul has returned to form, and safety Landon Collins may be the best defensive player in the NFL. Pierre-Paul has been named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 12. He recorded 3 sacks, 7 total tackles for loss, and had a 43-yard fumble return for a touchdown on Sunday. Collins takes home the NFL Defensive Player for the month after recording 30 combined tackles, a sack, and 3 interceptions in November games. The MLB winter meetings kick off this Sunday in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. The Yankees and Mets could be players for moves, plenty of moves on the horizon. Baseball is just happy it avoided a potential lockout and agreed to a new CBA. Under those terms, teams like the Yankees could see a spending spree this offseason or next. Today's back cover of the New York Daily News details how the Bronx Bombers could land stars Bryce Harper and Manny Machado to go along with their current youth movement, which of course includes Rookie of the Year runner-up Gary Sanchez. Some rumors have the Yanks targeting standout pitcher Zach Greinke this offseason in a trade with Arizona, along with free agent bats Carlos Beltran and Edwin Encarnacion, as well as starting pitcher Rich Hill and closer Aroldis Chapman. Mets are rumored in several package deals as well. They could be moving Curtis Granderson or Jay Bruce. They locked up free agent and current star Yoenis Cespedes to a 4-year, $110 million deal this week, making Yo the highest paid slugger not named Miguel Cabrera. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports in the MLS playoffs. Toronto, which beat NYCFC, won the East and will now face Seattle for the MLS Cup on the soccer. Fields, of course. UFC great Conor McGregor relinquished one of his 2 belts this past week and also got himself a boxing license in the state of California. The UFC 2-belt champ fueled the rumors that he and boxing great Floyd Mayweather Jr. will face each other in the ring. With this move, Mayweather's camp said this week, no way. McGregor and his wife are expecting the birth of their first child, and Conor likely won't be back in the octagon until sometime in the spring. The New York Knicks are 9-9 after 18 games. They have looked great at times, as is often the case with 500 teams. Carmelo Anthony delivered the game-winning jumper at Minnesota on Wednesday night. It was his 15th go-ahead field goal in the last 5 seconds of the fourth quarter/overtime in his 15-year career. That's the most in the NBA during that period. Anthony and the Knicks host the T-Wolves tonight at the Garden. Thursday night, Milwaukee got the better of the Nets, winning 111-93. The Nets are 5-13 and will now be in Milwaukee Saturday night for the second game of the home-and-home series. On the ice, the New York Islanders handed Washington a 3-0 loss Thursday night, producing 3 goals in less than 4.5 minutes. In the third period, the Isles have won 3 straight. Meanwhile, Buffalo defeated the New York Rangers 4-3 Thursday night. That's 2 in a row for the Sabres. In motorsports, Nico Rosberg won the F1 championship in Abu Dhabi last Sunday, even though Lewis Hamilton, as predicted, won the race. In other action, NASCAR's champ is Jimmy Johnson. That's 7 for him, joining greats Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. And in MotoGP, the season wrapped with Marc Marquez winning his 3rd title. Monster Energy will be NASCAR's new replacement for Sprint as the title sponsor. In golf, Tiger Woods, the former #1, is playing in the World Hero Challenge. He is currently 9 shots behind, but has shown some flashes. Fans are hoping Tiger can find his championship form again. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a giant thought this Friday. My early crystal ball look at the Super Bowl at the start of the season had the Giants and Patriots meeting once again. I'm sticking with that, and I'm actually going to give the Giants a plug this Friday morning because, like Rodney Dangerfield, they just don't get much respect. The team tied for the NFL's 4th best record is a hefty underdog on the road against a team that is barely above 500 in the 6-5 Pittsburgh Steelers. I know the Giants drive us crazy when they seem to play down to poor opponents and up to good ones, but the reality is they, despite not scoring 30 points in a game this season and a -6 turnover differential, find a way to win. The Giants are one of only 2 teams with a negative turnover differential, and a winning record. That stat aside, I see them beating Pittsburgh on Sunday in Heinz Field, and I believe they are coming for the Cowboys next Sunday at home. Even if they somehow lose this Sunday, I see the Giants beating Dallas at home, and regardless of whether or not they win the division or earn the wild card, I think come playoff time, they will be the team to beat in the NFC. Can we get a little respect here, people? That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.